What are you, stupid? We live in Edmonton. It's cold out.
Yeah, man.
It's been pretty nice lately, though, man. I fucking.
Last couple days haven't been bad.
No, it's that weird like thaw, melt, freeze thing though.
The thing I hate the most about the winter is the fucking slippery ground. Like,
Oh, right?
like fuck when the floor is slippery.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Okay, I'm gonna go live here on Instagram in a couple seconds, and the mics will be live, so everything you say will be broadcasting to the world.
Yeah.
Alright, good to know.
Apparently, we gotta take pictures first.
Look at all of these controls. I've been in studios with less equipment.
You have a studio with less
I do
equipment.
have a studio.
I want to talk about that too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start. So 3, 2, 1, we're on live on
Instagram.
yeah, and it's Insta, so it's live on Insta.
So yeah, you guys will have like once this is up, it'll be on Facebook, YouTube. You can snag the clips, do whatever you
Do
want
what
with
you
them.
want.
Yep.
Awesome, man.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's live on the world right now, apparently. Yeah, it's good to go.
Are we good on the computer?
We should be. Let me do a check.
Yeah, because we'll take clips
Chip,
of this
chip.
content. And
Yeah.
We'll like post it like throughout our entire year.
Yeah.
If that's cool.
I'll do whatever you want with it, man.
Oh, sick.
Alright.
Dope.
Yo, what do you want to listen to? I could put on some chill beats.
Sure, that
Just
works.
beats.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
Throwing some Cannibal Corpse in the background.
All right.
Don't even, you will.
Oh yeah, fucking right.
So, Josh, how you doing?
I was just getting. He's getting into. I'm trying to show him like broader sides of music. So I'm trying to show him the death metal side and like
Nice.
different
That's
shit.
definitely the other side of it.
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meet the polar opposite of
Yeah,
what you're doing.
100%.
Just pure aggression.
Yeah.
Some of the shit they say now.
Ooh,
Oh,
some violent lyrics.
just like
Violent lyrics.
That, and then it's like you go back to rap and you're like, people are getting mad at these rappers.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
Like, dude, you listen to some of this
Gangster rap
metal?
isn't so bad.
I think it goes both ways personally because I listen to everything, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like I'm in the middle of it all. So I take it. I can listen to death metal and then I'll go listen to some Biggie right after.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
I'm
So-
the same way.
Burn down a church and then roll on dubs.
No, legit. And sometimes that's what happens when I'm rolling in my cars. It's just like, and then boom,
You just sit there
boom,
pumping.
yeah.
Another thing is the album art from.
Oh.
Yeah,
the thing
Cannibal
on-
Corpse.
I'm trying to find a place that'll make me that weird death metal like stringy album art
Yeah,
The
yeah.
ones
for
you
our
can't
awesome hour.
read?
Yeah, the one for our awesome hour logo, but
Oh.
that shit's expensive.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
okay, you guys ready to go?
Yep. Hey, on today's episode, we're joined by Just Jordan. We're going to talk Edmonton hip hop. He's got some music he's going to talk about. We're going to get to know him. Hit the drop.
Welcome to the Awesome Hour.
I am the smartest man alive!
This is the source for all the things you didn't or even want to know, including all our bad life choices and mistakes, so you can stay awesome.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Alec.
Je m'appelle Ivan.
Today on the podcast, we're joined by Just Jordan. Just Jordan, what's up, buddy?
What's up? Thanks for having me today.
And we're also joined by the urn to your... Oh, fuck, I was going to make an Atlanta reference. Fucked it right up. 12 seconds, you said?
2 minutes.
2 minutes younger
yeah.
brother, Brandon. One can only assume you're the manager.
Yes,
you're the
sir.
wheeling and dealing.
Yes,
I
sir.
dig it. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Awesome Hour,
Appreciate it,
boys.
guys.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
us.
it.
I'm hyped. I'm
Fuck
hyped.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I did my digging on you.
Mm-hmm.
I got some things I'm gonna ask, but more or less, I just want to sit down, get lost in your eyes, and get to know you, Jordan. That's all.
I
Yeah?
got beautiful blue eyes. The ladies love it. You will too.
Fair enough. So you guys found the place okay?
Oh yeah.
You're in the basement.
Yeah. and
You're
it
not
looks
leaving
dope.
here. All the other dead guests are behind it. I make that joke every time. I got retired. It's not good anymore. It's actually really awkward. Moving on.
This is the end of Just Jordan right now.
Yeah. The rise and fall. We're going to be on a Netflix
Going up
documentary.
famous.
So anyways, stuff and things. You reached out to us.
Yes, sir.
You're doing things. You're back.
Yeah.
But let's get to know you. Are you boys born and raised in Edmonton? You Edmonton
Yes.
transplants?
No, born and raised. Our entire family is from here, pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you
Parents,
came
Hinton.
you came up in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So why hip hop? Why this career? I know this isn't your only career.
Yeah,
This
it's
wasn't
true.
your first aspiration from what I
Hun-
was reading. So why don't you give us the
100%.
backstory on you, bud?
Yeah, there's a lot to tell about myself.
We have an hour.
That's-
Get
that's
into it.
Perfect. So, yeah, one of my biggest strengths and weaknesses is I'm an extraordinarily ambitious individual.
Nothing wrong with that.
I learned, and we can get into this a little bit later.
Okay.
I learned that when you're a little bit too ambitious, you can run yourself pretty short.
Don't bite off more than you can chew. Burning the
100%.
candle at both ends type stuff.
And I've done it all. I've done everything.
You've got life experiences. That's what I'm hearing.
100%. I've been through the ringer for sure. So yeah, I started off a long time ago being a hip hop artist.
Okay.
I actually grew up playing piano,
Okay.
self-taught.
You're a pianist.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. I love making that joke. A lot of bad jokes tonight. Be prepared for those.
I never actually say that word because I always say penis every single time.
Nothing. It's like when you were in class and they're like, you're supposed to say organism, but you say orgasm, and then the rest of the class is laughing at you.
And
You
then-
want to cry, but you don't.
It's 100%. You don't learn a damn thing.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I got into. I've always played music.
Yep.
I actually wanted to be a singer for the longest time. Was the biggest thing.
Like R&B.
Specifically R&B. What happened was I sucked. I was really bad at singing. And I saw an interview with Tupac,
Yeah.
and he's like, if you want to get the bitches, you have to be a singer. So he's like, I wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, okay.
Well, you just got to taste of what makes you you. I want it, that raspiness, though.
Oh,
I
100%.
dig it. That sets you apart. But anyways, Tupac, he's spitting truths. He's
And
making
so-
you learning to
Yeah.
sing.
And so then Tupac's like, well, man, fuck it. I didn't know how to do it. So I was just like, bitches love poems. He's like, so now I rap. So I'm like, Tupac can't sing. He can rap. Let me try it. Let me
So you made a pivot. You're like,
So then
this
I'm-
ain't working.
100%. So then I started pursuing rap, and I was kind of just doing just some stuff in the basement. I started self-producing at like the age of maybe 13, probably.
Which
a
is-
really long time ago.
Well, like, okay, I'm not assuming your age, but I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm not assuming, but I'm assuming. Anyways, you're about our age. So self-producing.
Yeah.
It wasn't as easy as just turning on your phone. Like you actually, when you say self-producing,
work
what does that
involved.
mean?
Yeah. So
Downloading beats off LimeWire?
no,
No, okay.
That's
no.
old
I'm
school
a
bear
real,
share.
yeah, bear share. Oh damn. Hashtag
Fuck.
throwbacks.
It took like 3 hours to download a JPEG of a nude.
Oh my god. just
And it was
like-
fucking
Oh man, when this
pixel.
finishes downloading,
Trying to
I'm gonna
download-
jerk off so hard.
Download porn, it takes 3 days.
Seriously, you're like, Mom, don't touch the computer.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Picks up the phone, ruins everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So, but yeah, so back in the day, what I was doing is I had a microphone, a really crappy microphone, and because all I could do was play piano basically. So
Yeah.
I would record on the upright keyboard or the upright piano that I had, and I record a little bit of things, and then I try to rap on it later. I was using Cubase at the time, and I continued using Cubase for a long time actually. Until I started working with some other producers and stuff, and then
Yeah, I got a name here that helped you produce Life, but we'll get to that.
100%. So then I started, so production used to be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Not even, when I started producing, it wasn't even that hard because technology was still like going pretty solid. Like
Okay.
I
Yeah.
could crack or illegally download.
Yeah.
You know.
Borrow, we call it. Yeah, borrow those files. I'll give them back.
You know what I'm saying? And you could do it all with a $100 mic.
Yeah.
And now things have only gotten way easier. Now
Yeah, that's something I want to touch on later on in the podcast, the current state of it, from where you started to where it is now. But anyways.
Yeah.
But I also read that you played some ball. That was something you really wanted to do because you're a two-sided coin, sir. You can
yeah.
spit the beats, as they say, but you're also a pretty fit individual. I'm looking at some
Yeah.
pipes here. I didn't know we were getting a gun show tonight. I didn't know. Brian didn't let me know.
Should have let you know.
He didn't. You should have said.
Even he's been getting on the fitness train now. You should see him now
Get
too. He's
out.
getting. Oh yeah. Because I am a personal trainer.
You are. You're
And,
that. There's that ambition thing again.
Yeah, and I own a company here called Free Fitness.
Okay.
Shout out to Tony Wynn and Cole Robinson too. Those are my two business partners.
Okay.
Tony now runs it completely. I help with some boot camps and stuff now and then, but talking about all the ambition, that's a crazy thing. It's a pay how you feel personal training program.
That's
so,
nuts. Okay, we're gonna.
we'll
I
get-
got a lot. We got this. The plates are spinning now.
This is true. There's a lot.
So you made the choice. So basketball didn't work out.
Oh
you
yeah,
fucked your
right.
ankle up, from
fucked
what I
my
read.
Ankle up. So I was pretty ambitious. You know, I'm 5'8" though. You know, my
Hey, don't put it down. You could have been a point guard. You
That's
could
true.
have.
That's true.
Muggsy Bone, right?
You're right.
Yeah, we all saw Space Jam. He killed it. Aliens literally stole his talent. He was that good, and he was a short motherfucker.
That's
So you wanted to play ball.
I wanted to play ball, and we played a lot of ball growing up.
Yeah.
And I spent hours with a good friend of mine, Jake, practicing. But my stint as an athlete, I was just I just went too hard. I just like always was bodying people, broken. I sprained my knees. I've broken all of my fingers.
That's nuts.
Pinched nerves in my back. Like I just
You
liked-
left it all out there.
Oh yeah, I like to win and I hate to lose.
Fair. That's not a bad trait either.
Yeah.
You're spitting truth. Anyways,
Hey, man, that's what I try.
so that doesn't happen.
That doesn't
So
happen.
when do you realize, hey, I'm gonna lean right into this hip hop rap thing? This is what I'm gonna do now. This is what I want to pursue.
That's,
So when, what's that story leading up to the Life album?
So I broke my ankle pretty bad, and
What
that's
year is this? Like 2014, 2015? Because Life drops 2016, correct?
Life drops 2016. So that would have been 2011 maybe, 2011-ish.
So 2011, you have to reevaluate what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna make it as a professional athlete here.
Okay.
So I was stuck actually. So at the time I was still recording music and I was throwing up. You can't even find them now. I deleted them all off the internet. But I was doing remixes.
Sounds like a challenge, actually.
You can find them. You can find them all. I actually looked. Was it 2 days ago? I did. Y'all remember the song "Friday" by Rebecca Black?
Yep.
Oh my God! I had a broken leg, so I wasn't doing anything with my life at the time. You know, I was going to school, but
So Rebecca Black seemed like a good idea.
I don't know why I did it. But I remixed "Friday."
in a
by
lot of
Rebe-
pain.
I was, and a lot of really good painkillers.
I was gonna say the
that.
drugs
I
took
was-
over.
Oh my!
That was a
That
funny
was.
time,
They
man.
gave me freaking like oxycontins for that thing.
Oh shit!
Fuck, you were on a trip.
Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah, man.
That's
He was watching an infomercial and he thought it was what was it? You were watching infomercial channel and he thought it was an hour-long commercial.
Oh, you're like, how long has this commercial been on?
Trip, man.
I totally forgot about
Just
that.
tripping out.
Fuck that.
So it would have been right around that time because I'm like, I really don't think I can pull through another injury like this. If I'm getting this hurt right now, like this is not even realistic. So then I was like, I think I can keep putting like the one thing that's always been here through the ups and downs has been the music. So
The
I'm
music's
like-
been there, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do with this. Let me put some more remixes out. Let me like find my voice because at the time, and you even mentioned a little bit earlier, I was trying to find my sound. I was using a lot of auto-tune, and this is crazy because this is before the big auto-tune
The little
takeover.
John and
off,
stuff,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
I
like,
can't do
when
it.
T-Pain
I'm white
was
as
kind
fuck.
of just like getting up there, you
Yeah.
know. So like auto-tune was nowhere like it is right now, but I was heavily using auto-tune in what
Yeah.
I was doing, just because I didn't like the way that my voice sounded.
That's one thing I'll tell you from podcasting. I have a nasally fucking voice, and I hate it. And the fact that people listen to me talk, I'm like, okay, that's on you.
Well, 100%
That's on
though.
you.
But you talk well though. You
Thank
know
you.
what I'm saying? Like
I read lots of little books. What can I say? Very short books. So you're finding your sound,
So,
and at the
yeah.
time, so you're in the auto tune.
Yeah.
And are you relying on auto tune because maybe it's a little self conscious? You're like, I don't like what I'm doing. I haven't found it yet.
100%. Yeah.
And you're still doing remixes at this point.
remixes. I did a lot. I did some for Jake. I did some J. Cole ones. I did some Drake ones. The Game. All kinds of. I was really trying to find what I could do. You know. So
Yeah.
I was trying to. I was going across the board for rap beats and things like that.
Okay. So now you're walking again. You're decided this is the path I'm gonna take. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go
100%.
for it. I'm gonna go after it. So
Yeah.
you find your voice. So
Yeah.
you come out of the remix auto-tune cloud, and you're like, I found it. This is what I want to sound like. I want to be this weird mashup. Not weird, but I want to be like DMX meets Kendrick Lamar
Hundred.
meets Chance the Rapper less all the God. Because he is very, very Christian.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Which is crazy considering who he runs with.
Yeah, 100.
But yeah. So you're there now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, fuck it. I'm gonna do an album.
So and actually how we came to get into the album is the crazy part too, because I was doing a bunch of shows, because that was another big thing.
So were you out there hustling, knocking on doors, be like, hey, let me open for you. I want to do
Yeah,
this. Or
yeah.
I'm not versed. Like I came up in like hardcore punk and stuff. So like I know how those shows work. But how does the hip hop scene work in the fact that how do you bust into that?
Good question, and it's a difficult industry because especially nowadays it's very oversaturated.
Yeah,
you know, so
anyone with a microphone thinks they could spit a beat.
SoundCloud rappers.
Oh my god, and some of them are dope. Don't get me wrong. Don't let
Oh,
me,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No,
Like,
but for
some-
every like chance or post,
Yeah.
you get like garbage. You get a little Xanax. Let's be
Yeah.
serious.
You get Ivan and Alec in the basement dropping beats.
yeah.
Yo, listen up. I'm drinking Tim Hortons, and I'm here to say.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep
No,
going.
it's exactly.
100%.
And then
though.
I'll throw some shit on it.
So how the rap game kind of works is it's difficult, especially in a place like Edmonton, because we're a culture where a lot of our good artists in all genres of music leave the city. We have some really huge names like Ruth B. She wrote the song Wild Boys. That was a #1 hit, went viral off of Vine. She went to Ross Shep.
Viral off of Vine. You don't hear that in
Yeah.
2019.
Vine.
Oh, yeah.
There's a mini Vine comeback on fucking Instagram.
Is there?
Yeah.
They actually-
On Instagram.
Yeah,
though.
that's still
And
Vine at Vine.
And actually, Vine. One thing so I'm also a social media marketer, so I stay up to date pretty good with how the internet works.
You have to though if you want to stay
Or
relevant.
You will
Yeah.
disappear.
And so actually, Vine's making a comeback the summer of this year.
Really?
It's called Byte, BYTE.
Yeah. I
it's
know exactly
gonna
what
be
you're talking about.
The guy who made Vine was originally making it Vine 2.0, but then he sold it to this company.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with
Sweet.
that.
I'm okay with that. Well, I hear Facebook's now going to be integrating Instagram and WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That might kill Instagram because a lot of people are off the Facebook train because they're like, "Fuck, my mom and dad are on Facebook and it's lame now." And there's just racists everywhere.
Everywhere. You
Everywhere.
Just realize all
Hash-
your friends are
Shout out
racist.
to the yellow
Right?
vests. Yeah, you're like,
Fuck, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I
So
went to school
bite.
with that motherfucker.
Don't invite me to that shit.
Yeah. Like,
Anyways, but okay, so I lost where we were. So you're
Oh.
knocking on doors,
So-
lots of good talent. I'm a huge Cadence Weapon fan.
Oh, you sick.
Somebody else that had felt he had to leave Edmonton,
Yeah, that's
like
a
he's doing the
great-
tour thing right now, or a
100%.
Toronto thing right now. So,
Yeah,
but
it's-
anyways,
in Toronto, especially in Canada, for what Drake built over there is insane. And I have some homies that try to move over there and try to do something, but they're just not.
you want to talk about saturated?
Yeah, it's
Right?
like
I just
oh
watched a
my,
little mini doc on that and how fucking saturated it is out there right now with the rap game.
In the six.
insane.
OVO country,
You
son.
just can't. You can't even get an open mic night over there.
Yeah.
It's just booked for
Yeah.
months.
So how do you get an open mic in Edmonton then?
So
Do you just put your name on a piece of paper and hope they call you up?
So that's one, but
Sometimes.
sometimes it happens.
I'm just thinking of like my days of karaoke singing.
Oh yeah, see,
It's,
but
it's the same thing with like music, like when you play in a band, the same thing.
Oh, okay.
so what happens here a lot of the times is these promoters want you to push tickets. So unless you got a fan base, and a good friend of mine is just starting to understand the ropes of the industry now, and it's like unless you can sell tickets, you're of no value to
shit,
anybody.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's enough rappers here that they don't have to rely on your talent.
Well, that seems we had a rock band in here. Some
I was
older
just gonna
rocker
say,
dudes that
yeah,
were
it's-
like, "Yo, come see us. You want to buy some tickets?" Like he literally tried to sell us.
He
some
pimped us tickets on our show. No,
like-
legit.
He's like, "So how many tickets do y'all want? None. I don't want any." I
No,
have a
and legit,
family."
that's how fucking Edmonton is. It's a fucking pay to play.
pay
How
to
the fuck
play,
I'm supposed to be playing
100%.
fucking music and you're making me fucking pay? Fuck off.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
horrible.
So it's like unless you're gonna, and this is where maybe I got like because I have run a couple businesses myself. I understand. I'm like, okay, you just gotta be, you just running yourself like a business.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to do all the marketing. And now that I have Brandon here to help me out, because I used to be doing all of this stuff on my own.
Yeah.
And so that recording the music, practicing for the shows, running the other business.
A lot of fucking work.
It's just too much shit.
Well, you're not just a rapper at that point. You're a brand. You're trying to
On
market
it.
yourself on everything. And like you said, you're well versed on the internet, or you get forgotten.
And you gotta be out there every single day, all the time, no matter what.
That's why I don't shut up. Always on Instagram. Always, always. I got fucking alarms on my phone.
Oh, see, and
Yeah.
that's legitimately how it's got to. And if it
Yeah.
pisses somebody off, they
Fuck
can
'em.
unfollow you.
Unfollow
Fuck
you.
you, man.
Exactly.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And if I'm pissing them off, it's probably because they're too fucking lazy to do anything anyway.
Amen.
Yeah, fuck them lazy fucks, right,
No,
Brandon?
legit.
He gets it. Brandon gets it. He's sitting over. He's like, I get
I
this.
fucking get this shit.
So then, like, what you have to do, and this is, I like to talk some knowledge just to someone can listen and learn a couple things. And it's what you really got to do if you're trying to make it in the scene as the artist is first understand how many tickets you can bring to somebody. If it's 25, that's fine. Don't overpromise. That's a big thing that these artists do is they, oh yeah, I can bring 100 people. No, you can't. no, you can't. This is your first show. You're gonna have your mom and your 5 best friends there. You know,
Yeah.
If
Just
you're
be-
lucky.
If you're lucky.
If
you
you're
know?
lucky.
Like it took me, I don't even know. I did the Needle. Now it's the Station. I did a Needle last year, and we brought what 350. We almost had it full
We almost
last
sold
No
that out,
shit.
Yeah.
It's a dope
Yeah.
venue.
That was a
sick
sick show.
venue.
That's a
I'm glad it's
fucking-
back
Wicked
up
sound,
and,
yeah.
they got their shit figured out because it was one of my favorites. And like another thing for these people is you need to get in with these people. It's just relationships. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Daniel Lenz, I was working with, so. Me and him had a good relationship. He'd do a couple shows with me. I had some people from Calgary that would come up, and they would. I opened up for Ace Hood, and they put me
That's
on the
dope.
bill.
That's dope. Yeah, I saw you were reaching out to him on the Twitters. You were what's up, Ace?
Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna do some shit for
I
Olympus,
wanna
right?
I probably won't get him on Olympus. What I want to do is put him on my next album, because we're trying to drop 5 albums in 5 years. Like we're trying to.
Oh,
fucking-
shit.
There's that
Yeah.
ambition again,
yeah.
sir.
That's a
Vision.
fucking
Goals,
tall order, though,
some
man.
goals.
All the power to you. I hope you fucking
Thanks.
do it 100%.
If we we'll see, because I don't want to take another long break like this again, because it's hard to rebuild up the momentum.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
totally.
talk about the break. So,
Okay, yeah.
2016, life happens, and that's
Yeah,
living on
life
false
happens.
existence.
Yeah, living in a false
Existence.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what I was reading on interviews and stuff when you were promoting this album, so this is 2016.
Yeah.
This was your journey. Some shit happened, some stuff fell off, and you used life as kind of, if you start, I was listening to it while I was at the gym,
Oh,
and then
sick.
while I was gaming as well. So it was
perfect.
two
Oh,
different
there you go.
environments,
My G.
and you fucking, it's a journey from start to finish.
100.
It's your progression as not just an artist, but as a person.
Yeah.
So you sit down and you got Andrew Munzak.
Menzak.
Menzak.
Yeah.
Is that a homie? He produced the album,
Yeah.
and he produced it out of Grant Mac.
Yeah, so this is how that album even came to be. So Andrew was taking a recording, whatever at McEwen.
Engineering or something?
Yeah, like he got.
So
his
is this a
degree.
homie?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we went to high school with him.
Okay.
And he was doing some things. Like he just had a project. He had a 3-track EP that he had to do for a class project. And he's like, "Yo, Jay, come, let me produce your stuff. Like maybe we can make something cool. Like,
Yeah.
come play in the studio." And I'm like, "Hey, studio time? Fuck yeah,
I will definitely be there.
Let's go."
So how does the writing process work for an album? Do you find the beat, then you find the lyrics, or it's a marriage of it? Like, are you making the beats? Did Andrew find the beats? Like, how does that?
Oh,
how does
so-
all this stuff work? How do you
Good
throw it
question.
all in there and make an album?
I think our way, especially my way, specifically being a hip hop artist, I do things a little bit differently because I am a musician as
Yeah.
well. Not that rappers aren't musicians, but
No, but you
know.
can.
No, yeah. You're not gonna hurt anyone's
SoundCloud.
feelings.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So I produced a couple of the track. I produced some of the demo tracks for Life, making some of the beats to begin with. And then we usually find like a sample track of something I like to feel from on
Yeah.
the internet, and then Andrew actually cooks the whole beat. Andrew does
Okay.
everything. He plays. He shreds that guitar.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a great
Um,
musician.
Liam Jackson also played for Bounce. He played a lot of the synthesizer stuff for that as well. Like I bring on musicians and stuff.
Okay, I dig it.
Because I like this album's gonna be a little bit different because we're trying to be a little bit more commercial with it. So I
Yeah.
do have some beats that I've bought off YouTube.
But that's the thing. Like, I was a big Swollen Members fan back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
you can make fun of me. I don't care.
No, no, no.
But Mocha now, Mocha only.
Yeah.
So
he
he does.
sells beats.
Yeah.
That's what he
Oh,
does.
yeah,
Is
100,
he's
100.
like, hey, he'll drop like a beat on Instagram or something. Be like, you
Yeah.
like this? Fucking buy it off.
That's
me.
a huge thing for sure. And
Right. That's why I was interested in like, do you buy the beats? Do you make your own beats? Like, is it a combination?
So with Life, I didn't buy a single beat. Andrew
That's
produced
all.
the whole thing from
Okay.
start to finish, which was crazy. Especially it was his first album that he took on after school. Like,
How
so-
long does an album like that take? Yeah, he was doing a project, but then it took a life of its own and became a fucking wicked album.
100%. And actually, only one of the tracks we produced in that EP made it onto the album. The other 2 projects we didn't put on because they
Yeah.
were super artsy. Like, we're,
Oh, okay.
the hardest part for me
You
is
like
to be
rap
like,
into a cello.
oh,
It's like got a
some
banjo solo.
weird
Yeah.
fucking sounds we had. The track was called Secret,
Yeah.
and that one just turned out so weird. And it was cool. I dug it, but it was like
At the end of it,
people
you're
are
like,
not
this
gonna
is
listen to
this is
song.
amazing, but we cannot put this out there.
100%. So, Give Me a Minute was actually done in the studio like that, and then then we moved on, and it took, cause that would have been started in like Ooh, we probably started that project in 2015, and so the album probably took pretty close to a year to produce. There was a lot of learning because we just didn't have any help. You know, we were two musicians. Like, okay, let's just put a bunch of songs together, and then what do we do next? You know, so it's like it was such a learning curve.
Dude, that's exciting. It's still like your baby, man. Like it like you grew this album to a thing, and that's fucking dope, dude. Like let's say you never picked up a mic again after that album. That's something you can be proud of.
That's true, and that's
dope, dude. That is very awesome.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. And it's interesting to even talk about life because I've been so obsessed with writing Olympus.
Yeah.
Even when I was on the radio the other day and they playing some of the tracks from it, I was like, I haven't.
That's a different time.
It's
I think that's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's funny how much shit this guy talks about himself. He's like, I could do way better than this.
But that's good. That's the drive. That's the hunger. That's good. That's the ambition showing again. So life drops. You're promoting that, and then you fall the fuck off the planet. You show up again in 2017, featured on Homie's album. What the fuck's his name? Angelo Gabe.
Angelo Gabe. Yeah,
you show up on that album.
Yeah.
For just a feature, basically. It was only a 3-song EP.
Yeah.
So 2017, that happens.
Yeah.
So between then and now, you're what happened to you, man? Like you were doing the fitness thing, you were a business partner in that.
Yeah, and that grew exponentially well.
Yeah.
It's because it started with just the three of us, and Cole had this fucking crazy idea. He's like, "What if we trade people for free?"
No, that's dope. That's trades, dude. Like literally, the trade industry was started on that.
Oh,
hey, I'll weld something for you if you paint this, or build me a farmhouse, or some shit like that.
100%.
So that's basically what you're doing, but with fitness, which is it makes sense, but no one's doing it because everyone wants to be paid up front.
And that's what it is, and it worked incredibly because then you show people that you're not a fucking scam artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like
then they tell a homie who tells a homie, and now
then
you have a
that's it.
fitness pyramid scheme.
And then it's like,
And you're on the top.
yeah, it's like, hey, some time. So that took off, and I was doing that. So I was at the time that was growing. I was growing. I was doing a bunch of touring and stuff for Just Jordan. We did a radio tour sponsored by Steam Whistle Brewing.
Nice.
Cool.
Shout out to Ben. He's a homie for sure. Always hooking us up. And so that was good. I was getting radio play. I got radio play in Toronto. I was just trying to get on the radio more, get my song out there.
Get traction, get more people to hear your music.
Exactly. And then I hosted the 444 tour, or after party. That's Jay-Z. When he came to town, I hosted the after party at
That's
Anthem.
dope.
That's a big deal, dude.
So I opened for Tyga.
Did you meet Jay?
No, absolutely not. He
That would've been
didn't fucking
dope.
show up.
It's one of my
What
faves.
was this fucking dude who showed up though? Vic Menza, which is like his newest dude.
Yeah.
He was there. He opened up. But again, you don't meet fucking.
No, you don't.
Jay
You don't make the
Beyonce walk
Hova,
in.
as they call him.
yeah, you
No,
know what I'm
he's
saying?
like, I'm just gonna go take a swim in champagne or
Yeah,
something.
you know
I
what I'm
don't know,
saying?
whatever
Like,
rich
fuck
people
it.
do.
Oh, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So
All
then
the champagne.
Scrub
So-
with money.
I was doing all that, and I was just hustling, and then I kept getting more and more opportunities, both in fitness and in music.
So now there's a fork in the road.
And
Which
yeah,
what do you
there's-
do? What's gonna
and-
get more of your attention?
And at the time, I was really, I'm gonna do it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got to the point, and I was leaving for Europe. Actually, I was going on tour in Europe.
You kind of teased us about a Europe story and having to leave Europe in the new the single that's not from the album.
Yeah.
But it's just a song. It's a catch up, if you will. But give us a story behind the
100%.
Europe.
So that was a crazy time too. So I'm working on. And I won't get into the whole thing because it's a huge thing, and it seems like forever ago now. Like
Okay.
it's, what, 9 months?
Yeah.
So it was right before. So I'm working on some big deals now. I'm working on a couple sponsorship deals. I'm also working on a big marketing job. Because I'm just trying to stack up some paper. I'm trying to stack up a bunch of money.
So that you can afford to go on tour.
So I can afford to go on tour, that I can afford to push some more, so I can do a new project. You know, I just was like, hey, I want to make some fucking money. now.
Yeah.
Like, I got some things. Like, now let's work on some more things. So I was working on a bunch of deals at the time, and this is probably over the course of 2 or 3 months before I had to leave Europe. And, you know, there's a lot of lawyer stuff involved and a lot of paperwork and all kinds of things
Yeah,
going on.
because technically you're going overseas. I'm pretty sure you'd need a work visa and shit like that because you're
Yeah.
collecting
Money.
Yeah, you're being
Other
paid
people's
to
money.
do that, right?
So there's all kinds of crazy shit going on.
And you're still trying to do this by yourself. You haven't smartened up and brought on your fucking brother
Yeah,
here.
no,
Not yet.
all myself.
He's the
I'm doing
linchpin
this.
into the next chapter. He's gonna
100
take you there.
Amen, and that's
He's gonna
what
take you
you'll
there.
see. What we do this year is gonna be phenomenal, and so I'm just getting overwhelmed. And at the time, me and my girlfriend broke up. Same girlfriend from the first album
Okay.
that I wrote about heartbreak and all that.
She's your muse at this point.
Haunted, so, but-
you need her to break your heart to write an album. That's what I'm hearing.
Shit.
That's what I'm hearing.
Oh my God.
So after Olympus, if you hook back up with her, I'm just saying, you're doing it for the music. It's not love, buddy. It's not love. She's gonna hurt you. Give me your hand. I won't hurt you. Let's go into the darkness
we go.
together. Let's do this. So anyways, getting ready to go to Europe. That's a thing that happens.
getting ready to go.
I shook you.
That was fucking hilarious. And so I'm doing all these big deals to try and get paid and like some marketing jobs while I'm away, so I can make some coin, because you can't make any money training people if you're not there to train them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So it's like,
yeah.
so I'm still working a bunch of hours training people
Yeah.
physically, which takes up just a lot of time and energy, especially because
Well,
I care.
you're flexing two muscles at that point. You're working all day body-wise, physically, training people, coming up with stuff specifically for them. That's what you do. That's your personal
100%.
trainer.
Yeah.
You get off work, and now it's like, okay, now I want to flex my artistic muscle. I want to use my
100%.
brain. I got to write some beats. I got to write some lyrics. I got to come up with some music.
Exactly.
Where am I going next week? Where can I play? So now there's the ambition that's bit you in the
Yeah,
ass.
and so now I'm running off like 3-4 hours of sleep a night.
It's not healthy.
No, not at all, especially as a fucking personal trainer. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I'm showing up to my sessions exhausted,
Yeah, just
missing
do 10
my
reps.
own
I'm just
workers.
I'm gonna sleep for a
I'm
second.
gonna go fucking slap some espresso. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm just getting overworked and overwhelmed, and I'm doing it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's putting all this work in front of me. I'm taking it all happily. And so what happened was a couple of these deals went south real fast.
Yeah.
And right before I was supposed to leave, so I had another team of people kind of working on stuff, like some lawyers and stuff working on things for me. So I didn't have to do everything because I can't go through these fucking contracts.
No, but you
myself.
still have to make sure that they're doing their end of it. So you still got to keep them accountable. So you're still
100%.
doing it.
So
Don't downplay it.
now
You're doing too much.
I'm doing way too much shit to begin with.
And Brandon's just like, yo, I can help you. Come
And
over here.
that's
Honestly,
essentially what happened.
Like, I got a suit. I need a reason to wear it.
100%.
Put me to work.
So a bunch of these deals, long story short, blow up right before I go on Europe. So
So the wheels fall off, and you're supposed to be getting on a plane.
I'm supposed to get on a plane, so I call up Garrett, and I was like, he's the tour manager. I'm like, I'll push it back a week.
Yeah.
I got to deal with some crazy shit that's going on here, and it's people fucking stab me in the back, people taking my deals, all kinds of crazy shit was going on. Like the worst part about businesses, about owning a business, all happened to me at the same time.
You learned a lot of lessons in
Really
a
quick.
very short period of time.
Oh, exponential.
So is this? So these deals that you're talking about, it's not just music wise, it's also fitness wise.
No, so no.
This is all
these,
music at this point.
Music and marketing.
Okay.
So yeah, I was taking on a couple gigs, doing some marketing for some major companies. I'm not gonna tell you who the fuck.
No,
they are.
don't.
that's
no,
fair. That's
no.
fair.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what happened was a bunch of these deals fucking blew up in my face. People stabbed me in the back.
We've all seen Mad Men. Marketing is dangerous.
Just as dangerous as anything else.
Yeah.
And so I pushed back the tour, kept pushing back the tour, kept pushing back the tour. There's no point of going on the tour. There's fucking like a week left.
Yeah.
Shout
Were you going on tour by yourself, or did you have people
no,
you were
there was
supposed
a
to go with?
huge. There's a. I think it's called the Mixtape Tour, and they go on it every year. And
Yep.
they take
Okay.
artists from Canada,
Yeah.
and they go do this big circuit. They hit a couple big festivals over there.
Exposure, basically.
Yeah,
in
good
different
expo-
markets.
100%. And some people come back with some very like, you know what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
not just fucking there to go fucking
Party and stuff.
party
yeah.
and shit. Like you get some good exposure from it for sure.
Yeah. Because I can assume the Canadian hip hop market or rap market is it's its own beast, and it has weighs really nothing in the States or in Europe.
Absolutely not. You just don't even have enough people here. You know, what I'm
Right?
saying? Like, the market is small.
And it's a different
By
type of
default.
rap. Like you look at
Oh,
Europe,
man.
they got like grime and stuff, and that's a whole different
And
beast.
they
And, then
love-
America's got their own fucking mumble rap going on right now. And then Canada's like, hey, we're up here too doing stuff.
Yeah.
Don't forget about us. We got Drake and other things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not only J Beebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So yeah, so then I had all this shit blow up in my face right before I was supposed to go on tour, and so then my anxiety and depression just fucking
They took
Woo!
over.
Took
They
over.
took the wheel.
yeah. So then
Hey,
I was
Ambition, take a seat. We're
Yeah.
gonna ruin shit.
100%. So then I stopped working out. I became an insomniac that weeks I couldn't fall asleep for.
Oh, dude.
Turned off like my phone, and then eventually, because my bills kept stacking up, my fucking phone got disconnected.
Yeah.
No shit.
You're like, that's fine. One less thing I have to
and
worry
that's-
about.
yeah, at least now no one can fucking call
Yeah.
me, you know, tell me about some other shit that's going down the tubes.
So
you
life
know?
punched you in the face.
Oh, kick me in the balls, bro.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh yeah. So then I hit like, yeah, just like in the song, like I hit just the lowest low I've ever personally been at. I'm like, shit.
So yeah, at what point you're rock bottom at this point? Shit's falling
Yeah.
completely off. All your hard work, all the fucking ambition you can for days,
Yeah.
and now you're like, why do you decide to get back up? What makes you get back up and be like, all right, I'm gonna dust myself off. I'm gonna take another swing at this.
And
Do you go back to the fitness first, get your mind right there, and then pivot back into
Good question.
the rap hip hop?
Because I looked at it and I'm probably like 3-4 weeks like just been in bed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not
You're
doing
disgusting.
a damn thing.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fucking a wreck of a man. And I'm like, damn, do I want to wake up tomorrow and feel the exact same way that I feel today?
But see, that's the thing. A lot of people look in the mirror and they hate what they see. So now it's a vicious cycle. You're at bottom, but you're not willing to get back up
Yeah.
because what you've become is everything you hate.
100%.
So you decide, fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
And that's it. I'm just like, hey, I don't know where I'm gonna be, but I can't stay here.
yeah.
So then I'm like, okay.
Watched everything on Netflix.
And that's it. It's just like, fuck,
This
nothing's
isn't even my
coming out.
Netflix account. This is my ex's. She wises up. I'm done. What am I gonna have?
I think the Netflix account's my mom's.
No
So
shit.
even worse.
It's actually our sisters.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Faith.
shit.
for being real.
Shout out to Faith. You kept me alive.
Fuck.
So what? Yeah. So the first thing I did start doing was because we were in the summer, so I'm like, hey, let me get the fuck outside. Let me go see the sun.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
Yeah, so then I started exercising a little bit, and I keep myself pretty fit. And at this time, I was not very fit.
No.
So that was a humbling experience to be out of shape, like truly out of shape for the first time
Because
in
it's a
years.
different type of out of shape. Yeah, you fucked your leg up. You broke it. You were laid up for that, but you weren't out of shape.
Yeah,
This
I
was
was
like
actually
you.
still working out with a broken leg.
Yeah, see? This is like you let yourself go. You're just like.
drinking, smoking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like awful. Like I remember the first workout back and it was awful. I almost fucking passed out.
Right?
Just like doing some push-ups. I was just like, this is not who I used to be.
This is not okay. This isn't who you are. Yeah.
So then I started exercising a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I got burnt pretty hard here. Like, am I trying to keep do I like music enough to keep getting burnt like this?
Yeah,
Like,
is this a risk I want to take?
and so then I'm like, well, like what else can I do? Like
Yeah.
all I know how to do is
Where can I
be
pivot next?
fit
Yeah.
and make music. So then I started reading a lot. Actually,
Excellent.
I read quite a few books, and one of the most impactful books that I'd say I ever read was Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Steps. What is it? 12 Steps of Life.
12 Rules of Life.
12 Rules of Life,
Yeah.
Antidote to Chaos.
Okay.
And it's
So how does that book fall in your lap? You're just at the Edmonton local public library and it just falls down. You're like, this is a sign.
actually my Andrew Menzak was reading it.
Okay.
And he's like, yo, like
Clean yourself up. Get out of my studio.
yeah.
Take that book on the way out. It's got to go back to the library.
And,
You're like, fuck that. I'm going to read it.
and so he was like, yeah, it's a good book. Like he's like, I haven't got through it yet, but he's like you know, Jordan B. Peterson, like maybe like go look him up and see what he's talking about. And so then I started looking up some YouTube videos. He's been on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple times.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I really got to know who he was. I read his book. And then I read another.
Now you're down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
You're
so
like, that
now-
felt good. That book made me feel good. I want more.
100%. And being a business owner, I've never read a book on business.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, holy shit, I don't know fucking anything. Of course because I was in a place where I was blaming everybody else.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I learned was like, you just got to take accountability for your own life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, all these people may be dicks, but it's like,
I
I let
let-
them in my life.
Yeah, I let that deal on the table. They scooped it. I should have known better. That dude's a piece of shit.
100%.
Not
So-
my friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. It's like, yeah, there's some motherfuckers out here.
Yeah.
I've done business for a while, and I've never had to deal with motherfuckers. And
Yeah.
then I just got all of them at once. So then,
But that's the worst because they present themselves as homies
Yeah.
until they're taking your fucking food.
and then that's it. And then it hurts. And
yeah,
then it's like,
because it's personal. You're like, I let you in my house.
100%. So then it's like, then it was coming out of that, and then it was just like getting into music again, and
So now you're starting to feel better.
And now
You're
I'm
starting to come
feeling-
back up. The fitness is
yeah.
getting there. The fucking brain's getting there. You're listening. You're
100%.
learning. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm going to do this. I'm going
100.
to take another shot.
And that's it. And I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna fucking do this. Like
Gotcha.
I'm not kind of putting myself out there. I'm not
Yeah.
kind of trying to do shows. I'm gonna throw the biggest shows in Edmonton.
I'm going to do this, yeah.
I'm gonna do the biggest fucking. I'm gonna work on the biggest album release on this side of the country. It's like, why not?
So when did you realize you can't do it by yourself? Because that was one of the things that burnt you in the last go around. You were doing too much by yourself. So this is when you team up with Little Bro.
This-
You're using Faith's Netflix again. It's a family affair at this point. So when do you realize, okay, I want to do music, but I can't focus on the music and do the back end of it too. When I need help.
And probably still later than I should have.
Yeah.
Cause at what time? Do you remember when you stepped in? It was when I was sending proposals for sponsorships, I believe.
This was probably early last year, probably in May, I would say.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was sending emails, and I had just recently quit my job because I was in a pretty shitty place myself.
Let's talk about you for a second. How do you
do it.
how do you
So-
fall into this?
So, like I said, yeah, we're brothers, right? So we
Yeah.
live in the same house. So how it started was I literally came home and like I just quit my job. I wasn't really doing anything. He was like sending emails. So he's like, what are you doing? Or I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you need help with something? Like, I'm literally sitting on my ass. Like,
Yeah.
I could help. He's like, you know what? Send these emails to this. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then the next day I was like, man, that kind of felt good. I kind of like, you know, having a little
let me
bit of-
help. Yeah.
Yeah, let me help. Let me, you know.
So do you have a background in this, or are you learning on the fly
I'm
too?
learning on the fly, but I do a lot of reading myself.
Okay.
I do a lot of learning just from, you know, day-to-day stuff. A lot of learning from him. You know, he's been in the scene for
Obi-Wan
God
type
knows.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
So it's been it's always a learning process. It's always going to be a learning process.
Okay.
But up thus far, it's been fun.
It's been fun. That's
been
good, man.
fun,
That's
yeah.
cool. That's awesome. I mean, you got him on this show.
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Stardom
Legit.
awaits.
And that's it. And this is a big day because not only is this his first podcast, this is his first interview that he's like booked and
Set up and
rad
stuff,
and
yeah.
Had
He
it all
did. He
from
was
the go.
very
Yeah.
professional. I think you might be in
That's
okay
what's
hands.
up.
And thank you
But-
for getting back to us on the messages.
of
Holy
course, of
fuck.
course. That's the
And
one
you
thing.
asked the
That's the
question.
one thing
Like-
I hate is like, you know, you wait 2-3 days for, and you're like, are these guys even gonna respond,
Right.
man? Like, come
Yeah.
on.
We've tried to try to get bigger names on, like actual people. Not that you're an actual.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
not putting you
no,
down.
no,
But
no
you're
offense
nothing,
taken.
Jordan.
It's true. It's true.
And they
He's
don't
just-
fucking
he's just
reply.
Jordan.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
Jordan.
just
Just Jordan.
You know?
But anyways, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I fucking
man.
I look forward to
Appreciate
your journey.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. It'll be a lot
That'd
of
be cool.
lot of scheduling and stuff like that, but it'll be a good time. I mean, I've met a lot of good people so far. There's a lot of crazy people in the city, a lot of crazy people outside of the city too. So.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
So you've
man.
teamed up.
Yeah.
You're back with your Avengers.
Yeah.
You're ready to take another
Yeah.
stab at Thanos,
Yeah.
which is the music industry.
Yeah.
So you decide to jump back on. But now you're doing it all DIY. You're not in the studio with Buddy Andrew. You're in your garage
Yeah.
drinking
And you
some-
look fucking cold in some of them, dude.
Oh,
That garage is not
Like, you are fucking.
insulated.
That's some fucking.
That's with
Like,
we
you're
got 3 heaters
dedicated.
on in that.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
That's all right.
We
So
blow-
it's
yeah.
3 years later.
Yeah.
Technologies move fast. The scenes move fast. Everything's moved fast. While you were pulling your pants back up, people were doing things.
Yeah.
So what is this process? Because it's Olympus. That's the name of the album. It's going to
Olympus,
be
yeah.
dropping this year.
Yeah.
You gave us a teaser with the single that's not going to be on the album.
Not gonna be on the
just
album.
a catch up, a
Yeah.
prologue for what's going on in your life now.
100%.
So what does recording Olympus mean to you in 2019? Now that you have been knocked down and had to pick yourself back up.
It's probably the most important thing that I have my goals on is this album. This first album.
First of 5, apparently.
first
Or
of
does
5.
life play into that?
No, because of the break, we're gonna do five albums in 5 years. So this
'Kay.
year, next year, the year after, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
For 5 years, we're dropping.
Now, are you
5.
trying to do it like year to year exactly? Or are you gonna like a little earlier, a little later?
Oh yeah,
little
like,
wiggle room,
like
yeah.
little wiggle room,
Okay.
but it will be like
Olympus will drop
2020,
2019. The sequel to
2020.
Olympus.
okay.
The sequel to the sequel to Olympus.
100%. Like
Yeah.
I already got, because I had a
You should
lot
just
of
name them
time.
after different mountains and stuff. Like,
No
this one's
shit.
called Rushmore.
Fuji.
It's about old white people.
That sounds like an album people will listen to.
I'm sure there's a certain demographic that might.
That's true. Those old white people who love hearing about their lives. So it's an important album to me for sure because I've learned a lot. I've been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And I got bigger ambitions with this album. Way bigger. We're trying to do the biggest shows that I've ever put on and performed for.
Okay.
Like our big goal is we're gonna be booking the Shaw Conference for
Dude.
the album release.
No shit.
Yeah, so that's gonna be our big goal. So the album will drop sometime in September.
Okay, that's the goal. The
Yeah,
plan.
and then we're hoping to have the Shaw Conference booked somewhere in October.
There's those ambitions again.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man. The
It's
Shaw is a big
huge.
venue.
So you're gonna try pulling in some bigger names with you then?
No.
Just
no.
you?
Yeah, that's the whole goal. We have a big marketing campaign we're working on still right now. Like our marketing hasn't even started yet.
No.
Just because it just has to be so much bigger than we have Lee Butler from the View. He used to work at the View. He's now taking on our PR now too.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Nice.
He'll be helping with that.
So you're chips in on this because you're not a partner on the
yeah.
fitness anymore. You're still doing the fitness end.
I am. I'm still part of that. Tony's managing it the whole thing by himself now, so good on him. But
So you're just you go in, you do your training, you have your clients type thing.
no, so I'm not training any more clients. So one of the biggest strengths that I have is I lead like the boot camps.
Okay.
So
So you do like weekend shit and stuff.
Yeah, we just did. Was it last week? I went and I did some stuff in the schools too. Like
That's
I
dope.
I really enjoy doing that stuff too. I think it's important to get the youth active.
Yeah, and with every boot camp, you get a mixtape. I hear.
That could be. That could
People
be.
still have backpacks full of
Fucking
mixtapes,
singles,
right?
man. Get it out there.
Just do it.
Download codes on your
Legit.
cards.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy working at McDonald's in the States?
Just put them in the takeout bag. It's fucking
Hustler.
genius.
Business,
That's smart business.
Hustler.
I don't even think people do mixtapes anymore. It's all online now. It's all download codes.
You can't even buy CDs, man.
You can. I can still find them. I get my
Ah.
Blink 182.
Yeah,
Don't even.
I'm old school. I had a milk crate full of CDs in my car, and it actually just got stolen. But I was going.
People are still stealing
what I
CDs.
said. I was
Go
like,
find the one pawn shop that still takes them, and you can get your CDs
You're
back.
gonna get $5 for all the CDs I have, man. They're not even made within the last 20 years.
I remember he comes in and he was pissed.
Somebody stole my milk crate. I got my CDs in it.
But I was like, where do you go get CDs? And he's like, I don't think you can, bro.
The Edmonton Public Library
Yeah.
has
Ah,
them.
there you go.
Shit, so that's dope. Okay, so you're doing that. You're writing that. So you have songs already, or
Yeah, so I've wrote
the process is just wrapping up. So marketing, you're writing. You want
Yeah,
for a September
recording.
release.
Yeah,
So
but,
you're doing this all on your own. Are you doing this in the garage, or are you going to go back to a studio, or
So
what's going on?
I'm doing a lot of the production on my own. I'll probably produce about 60-70% of this album myself, making the beats, everything, sampling. I'm doing some old school stuff, sampling some things. That's just like when you take a section of a song, chop up some things, loop it, add some bass, add some
Yeah.
beats. So I have a bunch of tracks ready to go. Actually, the entire album is written. I think my track list is done. I'll probably have the full album mixed, mastered, and everything. The goal is by April.
Okay.
Because then I actually want to start already recording the next album, because the next album is going to be a little bit more musically complicated, so it's going to take me a long time to make it.
So you're
Okay.
doing all the music yourself, right? Like you're mastering it, you're mixing it the whole nine?
So I was going to, but actually, and this is where Andrew came back in, and Andrew was like, "Hey, like I can handle like some of your mixing on this one."
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna be producing most of it. I got 3 or 4 beats. I'm getting the rights to right now. I got some other samples that I'm waiting to get cleared too. I got some big samples that I'm still waiting to hear back from, contracts to sign and things like that, just to
Yeah.
make sure that they can be on the album.
So with a sample, if you monetize said sample and you start making money off that sample,
You're
you have
forking
to
over money.
send rights. They still hold a portion of your
Yeah.
song.
Depending upon what the deal is you sign, I like to buy a licensing deal, meaning that we just pay an upfront cost, and then
Yeah.
however the album or however the track does, however the track
Yeah, you
does.
pay $100 up front. If that
Yeah.
album makes $110, that's $10 in your pocket.
Exactly,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
opposed to paying royalties. And a lot of these people don't like the royalty checks because they take forever to come in.
Yeah.
And then it's
like
just a check for like $1.
And that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. So it's like, get your money. I don't want to worry about you anymore.
Yeah.
Let me do my shit over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did that collab. You were featured back in 2017. Are you gonna have anybody on your album this time around?
So on this album, it's looking like I'm not. The only
This is just a personal thing.
I might have one girl if she'll do it. If
I saw
can
you.
get-
I saw you. Was it the chick on the Instagrams you reached out to? You're like, hey, you have a wonderful voice. We should
Yeah,
collaborate.
Kiki Ireland.
There we go.
And she is fine.
What a
And
name,
she
Kiki
is-
Ireland, right? That's not a real name.
Pornhub.
Her name's probably like Bridget. It's like, Bridget's boring. I'm Kiki Ireland now.
She's got a crazy
crazy
voice.
singer.
yeah, she has a
Crazy
great voice.
And so
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Kiki, do you love me?
And Ireland. Ireland. It's a country, Ivan. Look it up. Look it up.
So I hope I got a track. I'm still waiting. This is one of the beats that I have to get cleared in those. So I'd like to have her sing the hook on it though.
Yep.
But we haven't even talked to her yet. I'm still working on.
Yeah.
Kiki, if
some
you're
other
listening, get back to my boy Jordan here.
Let's make it happen. We'll shoot some dope
Let's make
videos.
music. I like it.
Beautiful
Sweet.
music.
Shit.
So that's probably the only feature I'm shooting for this year, because next year when I do another album, I want to bring on some of my homies.
Yep.
And I want to bring on some bigger names that I've made relationships with in the industry.
Like Little Windex.
Like actually, we know.
Little Windex rules, man.
Little Windex is a vibe. I remember when they first started that brand. Oh,
I didn't
my.
know
Fuck, I
what
thought
to
it was a
do.
joke until I listened to it. I was
That's
like,
what I thought
oh,
it was
fuck.
too. I was like, this has to be a joke, bro. There's no way this guy is called Little Windex.
What
Yeah.
happens is it starts as a joke and then it gets traction. You're like, oh shit, I guess I'm Little Windex now.
That's a Little Windex.
He's shooting some of the his music. Say whatever you want about his musical content. His video.
Oh, he has fun,
footage,
dude.
And they're balling.
Yeah. He's hanging out with Merc and those guys.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's on the team.
yeah. So okay, let's talk Olympus. Why Olympus? I know you've been asked this question before, but I like the answer, so I want to hear it on my show. Why
for
Olympus?
sure.
Why
I'd
did you
love to
go
explain it.
Olympus?
So
What does this album mean to you?
So I got huge into philosophy when I went to my rabbit hole of reading. And
Yeah.
So I started all
Books.
the
How do
way-
those work, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, look at all these words everywhere.
So much. Go
So
on.
many. So then I started really getting into Greek philosophy. I also got into like Asian philosophy and stuff as well. But ancient Greece is kind of where we got a lot of information from. And there's just a lot about that time that I related to fitness wise.
That's what I was gonna
music
say.
wise.
Yeah, fitness-wise, they were very
100%.
like into themselves in
Yeah,
that
they
sense,
invented
right?
the Olympics.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
you're
like,
like-
straight up. So then I was just like, man, these people are wise. These people are preaching a positive message. And then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I like the symbolism. And then I was like, I think I even told you, I was like, these are the motherfucking rappers of the day.
Yeah.
They got naked women everywhere. Well, they got naked dudes everywhere
Yeah,
too.
they went both ways,
But in
man.
2019
They did not discriminate. They
That's
fucking
true.
regulate.
Hashtag-
A hole is a hole in Olympia. That's what I hear.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard that. I might have just
I
made
don't
that
know.
up.
I don't know
But if
about
you
that.
want to
I
take
don't know where
it
you're
and put it on
hanging
the
out,
album,
but
yeah,
yo,
Maybe
a
the
hole
next
is a hole.
one.
I cannot rap. I'm bad. I am
It's a
not
bonus
good.
track.
hole
That's secret
is a
song.
hole.
It's very artsy. It's
if you
very
ever want some
avant-garde.
really bad sound bites, I got lots from this guy.
A hole is a hole.
Hole is a hole.
Throw him over
I got a whole fucking folder, and it's just him saying stupid shit.
So Olympus, that's the theme. That's where you're drawing a lot of your inspiration for your writing. You dig it. You're like, these guys fucking did something. They were Spartans. They did this, that, and the other thing.
100%, and it was just more about like the self empowerment they gave themselves. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just about they had this place like Mount Olympus was the place all the gods met, and that's such a powerful, spiritual.
It's a hub
place.
of power.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and it's a place you can get to. Like,
Yeah.
it was a place. It was such a sacred ground, but it's like throughout time we just started to develop this idea of starting from them that we're all godly and we're all made divinely. And
Yeah.
it's like the potential you have as a human is your limits are set yourself, and it's like with the ancient Greek philosophy and stuff, it's like happiness is what you define it as, like fuck everybody else.
That's
realistically,
awesome,
you know what I'm
dude.
saying? Yeah.
And from someone who hit bottom and had to climb themselves back up to said Olympus, I dig it. I really, I like the concept, and I look forward to what
appreciate it.
we're gonna hear.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope I'm gonna have some like looser tracks on this too. My last album was like really serious, but I like to fuck around.
Yeah, you
some
can have
good
fun.
times.
We've seen it here tonight.
Yeah.
You have a sense of humor. You're not just raspy voice and amazingness.
Oh, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
like those tracks.
You're
I like
welcome.
Those. Like we got a track coming in the summer called "Don't Talk to Me."
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And it's
So
gonna
you
be
have a
vibe.
roadmap from now until release. Then,
Yeah.
so you have points that you're gonna hit.
Yeah.
This month we're doing this.
Very
So are you
detailed
starting?
plans.
Are you starting shows and you're gonna build your way up to the Shaw,
Yeah.
like a fuse to the fucking boom that is Olympus?
Exactly, yeah. So we're gonna be doing, and we'll send you guys the invite. Don't worry, you guys don't gonna pay no tickets. You guys.
Ah,
That's
sick.
fucking
we'll
dope.
make sure you guys.
We'll promote the shit
We'll
out of
give
that.
you guys some fucking
Yeah.
tickets. Yeah, our first show will be right around when the first single will drop. We're gonna have a couple single drops. I think I'm gonna drop 3 tracks for my first single.
Yep.
It's in end of March,
What did we say?
beginning of
Yeah,
April.
yeah.
In this first show, we're talking to the station already. We went around, we talked to all the venues and just to see what was up. And
Are there more hip hop friendly venues? Is that a stupid question?
It's a great question, actually. Is because hip hop is so popular now, they'll let you play it anywhere.
Okay.
Like as opposed back in the day, there's only a couple clubs you could go play.
Right,
at.
that's what, yeah.
But now,
Like, that's a punk
no.
club. We can't do that there. That's a rock and roll club. That's a cougar club. They'll just do weird things. To you there.
But
Yeah.
because
And that's
On
the
the
truth.
Rocks.
and
On
because
the rocks.
That's the
Shout out
truth.
to On the Rocks.
The gas pump.
Just gonna
The
say.
gas pump.
well, because hip hop is expanding into such niche types of markets now. There's more punk style hip hop.
Yeah.
Heavy metal hip hop. So it's like these places will just let you play. It's like
Where does Olympus fall in this genre that is the hip hop scene right now?
that's a
Where do you like? I'm not
interesting-
saying peg yourself, like
Yeah,
put yourself in
yeah.
a genre, but where do you see fit? What hole are you trying to fill if this is Olympus?
That's a good one, and I think where I got a lot of inspiration to make this album was like actually Kanye West.
Yeah,
And he
but
might be
like
a weird-
crazy Kanye
and
or like graduation Kanye.
a little bit of both, I think,
Yeah?
actually, because I understand, especially what I went through. Like, I could only imagine what Kanye West went through.
Yeah.
And him losing his mind. And yeah, he's a crazy motherfucker. Let's not.
No, but
No, he
he
is
had
off
some
the
trauma,
fucking
dude. He
deep
had
end.
some
Yeah,
trauma.
but he had
His
some
mom
trauma,
died,
yeah.
fucking, and that was she was his person.
100%. But he's also he's a musical genius, no matter what anybody says.
Yeah.
And just he's such a true artist to himself. And I get a lot of inspiration from that. Chance the Rapper, Kendrick Lamar, and like I want to bring some musicianship back to hip hop.
Yeah,
Nice.
I feel
You know
that.
what I'm
Nice.
Yeah.
saying? Like, because it's a beautiful genre of music, and yeah, the genre is based off of turntables and looping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like it's evolved into so much more, and we can't just have Kendrick Lamar making and R.I.P. Mac Miller swimming.
I was gonna
pool.
say about that, dude. Mac Miller, you were sharing some stuff on Twitter about
Amazing.
Mac. I'm a big Mac fan, so I get that.
Yeah, huge, and it's just like to have someone that was such an original artist, such a musician, because he handled a lot of his own production too.
Yeah, dude.
He played a lot of instruments, and he just cared about the music, and he didn't give a shit what anybody else.
Yeah.
Like the hole he fit in the scene, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I get a lot of inspiration from that. So it's between that. I'm trying to, especially because where I'm at right now is I'm trying to break into the industry more. So I'm trying to balance that and the commercial aspect of
Yeah.
it all too. I don't want to be making just pop hits, but it's like
No.
I also understand that's an important part of yourself as an artist.
No, you
know
need
what
that
I'm saying?
single or something that can get the radio play, but you can also stay true to yourself and have the
100%.
other stuff. That's I dig it.
Yeah, so it's like life was a very, I like to think it's a pretty artistic album, and we were learning, and now we learned a lot. I've learned a lot more about making music and producing albums and all kinds of things.
I
so-
can't wait to see the Just Jordan 5 years down the road after these 5 albums have dropped. How you just walk into a room and you just have a glow or some
I
shit, you
hope
know? Because
so,
you've
my
learned some
G.
stuff.
I
You've
hope
lived.
so, my man.
That's awesome, man. I'm stoked. I'm really
brother.
genuinely stoked. I came into this, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really know who you were.
That's fair.
But I did the digging,
Jordan.
and you're just Jordan, and I like it, man. Like Life is a good
brother.
album.
I
The
appreciate
single you
that,
dropped,
brother.
explaining to where you are now, it's a great song. You have traction. I can see you go. Like I'm just some fucking nobody, but I'll follow your career now. I like what
I
I'm hearing.
appreciate
I'll go
that.
back
I
and
truly appreciate
listen and
that.
subscribe. So
Thank you,
okay, so
brother.
now that we're there,
Yeah.
it's coming to the end.
Yeah.
Some things I picked up on your Instagram is first you hate yourself. You did a 3-day dry fast. What the fuck is that?
Oh, yeah.
And why did you not eat for 3 days?
Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a
No.
regular thing in our house. He does
Oh,
this
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
Dude, I fasted for fucking, I think it was like just over 24 hours.
No
And I
food.
fucking puked.
No water, no coffee, no
God,
weed.
God,
Like
yeah.
no coffee, no weed. You're dumb. You're a stupid person. I thought you were smart. I thought you were reading.
Yeah, yeah. So,
We get it. Fitness, dude.
Fitness, yeah. So my homie Cole Robinson, which is another one of the founders of Free Fitness, he invented this diet called the snake diet. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Super controversial. People hate this guy, but he's also one of the biggest dieters in, like, I would argue, North America. He has
Dude, 2019 has the carnivore diet, the keto diet is
Keto,
huge
yeah.
right now.
huge.
The snake
huge.
diet ain't nothing. It's another
And it's-
thing people are doing.
Yeah, it's essentially all it is it's a combination between ketogenics and fasting.
Intermittent fasting, intermittent fasting.
Intermittent.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of, well, essentially just fasting. So Cole I remember when he first was making this diet. Now he's getting clinical research and stuff about it. He's really
Oh,
blowing
shit.
it up. Yeah, it's really.
Well, you got to. If you're gonna come out and you're gonna be like, "Hey, try my diet," people are gonna be like, "Okay, you're crazy." First of all, where's the science
he
behind
is
it?
crazy. You know what? I'll get him to send you
Not
some
eating
videos.
for 4 days will make you crazy.
Oh, and the longest dry fast I did was 5 days.
That
Get
is-
the fuck out.
Yeah, no food.
well,
no
Christoph
water,
Rat's on that
nothing.
fucking the David
I
diet.
just read that
Where it's
David
like a
fucking-
biblical diet where he's like he doesn't eat anything except like berries
Yeah.
and water.
I was just like, this is a weird one.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And he did it for
Ah,
like 21
fuck.
days. That David was
That's
in the
wild.
desert or something.
That's
wild,
nuts.
man.
Because what a 3-day dry fast does. So not any water or food. Not even touching any water. Like that's a big thing too. It's like because your skin absorbs water as well. So
Yeah.
this is what you classify as a hard dry fast. So what this does is it basically totally detoxifies your body. So it takes all useless cells, any damage or cells that aren't doing anything in your body,
Pump
and
some.
uses them as energy.
Yeah.
So
So you fast for this long. Now your body's starved of water, food, and nutrients.
Yeah.
So
It's
how do you
grabbing
ease
on everything
how do you
that else
ease
needs.
yourself back in? You're not like,
Huh.
oh, 5 days is up. I'm gonna eat McDonald's.
no, oh, so I
That's
yeah,
what
I
How
think-
do you
do.
ease back? But that's how do you
Subway.
ease into that shit though?
So
Like,
I
how do you
think
come?
it's-
How do you
Double
rebound
Big Mac,
from that?
motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I think
I
it's-
earned this.
I think it's easy, and I think I have a different approach to dieting than most people do, just because like I diet not to look a certain way. I diet to because it's what
Feel
you're
a
supposed
certain
to,
way,
It's what
yeah.
you're supposed to do. You're
Yeah.
supposed to eat your fucking vegetables. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like broccoli is good for you. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
who the fuck you are,
Yeah.
unless you're allergic to broccoli.
Who's allergic to broccoli?
People.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty general. I get it. Okay.
And so I think fitness, and I think it's a bigger philosophy too. Is like you need art and you need exercise. Will Smith said it. He's like, the only thing you need to do every day is challenge your mind and challenge your body. If you've done those two things, you won the day.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's fucking deep. I never heard that before. I like it.
That's from the Fresh
No
Prince.
shit.
From the Fresh Prince himself, intelligent man. So what I fast not only for health reasons. It helps. It's great for boosting your testosterone levels and your HGH levels, human growth hormone levels
Yep.
naturally. I can get into this pretty scientifically.
But have you ever
But-
tried DMT?
So goal is to do.
No,
DMT.
he didn't say no. He didn't say no.
So actually, the
I,
goal.
mean, I just said that because you mentioned
Joe
Rogan.
Rogan,
earlier.
yeah.
The goal is to do DMT after I come back on tour once I drop the album. I plan on doing a tour
Yeah.
after the album, and then I'm gonna drop.
So
some
it's
DMT.
not
Nice.
the album's not the end game. The DMT,
DMT is the
end
ultimate
game.
goal here.
100%,
That's the
actually.
cherry on the cake. That is Olympus.
And then I hope, ultimately. But and this is a crazy thing about the ancient Greeks too, is they used to drink. They just found this. They used to drink these little tiny ass wine glasses, and they were like, what the fuck? Like why? They used to pound back wine.
Just
like,
straight stem cells from poor people.
So what they think is they used to put fucking like an ayahuasca
Yeah.
type drink
Yeah.
and just get fucked up.
Fucking
Yeah.
Nostradamus used to do what would have been like LSD.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how he fucking got all his.
All his visions.
Yeah.
So this has been. I think I've done a lot of research about it because I take a lot of pride in my body and my mind.
Yeah.
Now, but that's definitely like I've already looked into Peru
That's awesome,
and
dude. Yeah.
doing the whole experience down there. Yeah.
Getting a shaman and doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
100%.
That's dope.
Go Aubrey
That's dope.
Marcus with it. Yeah.
On it. I think it just too many very successful. I'm not saying everyone should go do DMT. I'm
No,
not
they
not
should.
saying
Hey,
that.
right?
They really
Where
should.
they chill out a little bit, eh?
Right? Or
You-
fucking open their
you,
fucking
You
head.
had shared it. Did you listen to the Mike Tyson, Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah,
That was a fucking
was,
funny ass podcast.
That was
yeah,
fucking.
that
And
was.
he's I didn't think. I actually was talking to him about this too. I didn't think he would have so much to say. You know what I'm saying? He's just,
He hates fighting now. He looks back at
Hates
old
it.
Tyson. He hates the things he did when that ego took over, right?
which
he
is
said that.
crazy. Like when he's
Like
talking
we can't
about
forget the dude is still a rapist. Like he made mistakes. Like
He
Mike Tyson
know-
fucked
Yeah.
up.
He fucked
But-
up, but he
Yeah.
I don't know.
What they
He ain't no
basically,
fucking R. Kelly.
No,
Oh,
R. Kelly.
That's
Yeah.
a fucked up one. R. Kelly.
Yeah, we're not gonna go down there.
No.
Or Chris Brown. He just got
Chris
arrested.
Brown.
He's
Did he
fucked,
get
too.
away from the Paris?
No,
thing?
he's fucked. He's
he
fucked.
He got arrested in Paris.
And
Did they
now he's
let him
getting
go?
He's getting extradited.
What was that about?
Rape.
Alleged
Oh,
rape.
fuck,
Yeah.
eh?
He confined in rape. Yeah, in a hotel.
But you got to think the life that Mike Tyson lived. Like he's telling stories like, yeah, my mom used to get me drunk at 8, so I would go
He's
to
a
sleep.
fucking
Yeah.
tiger.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
This kid's like, I want to box. You don't want to fight people like me. I had nothing. They used to hypnotize him.
yeah. It was
And then
He bit dude's ear off, homie's ear off, man.
and then Joe Rogan's like, did they ever like hypnotize you on how to come back from that? And he's like, no. they didn't. And I was like, oh fuck, there's a killer in there still. That's why he doesn't like even look at that shit.
I couldn't even imagine because he's still, and even Joe Rogan was saying in the later podcast, it's like you shake his hand, he's like you still feel the power. He's like,
oh
he
dude,
could go off at any minute.
his cell phone went off in the podcast, and if you watch like the live stream or the video on YouTube, like you know Joe wanted to say something about his phone going off, but then he's like, oh, that's Mike Tyson. We're just gonna let that happen.
Whatever the fuck you want to do, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna let that happen. Jordan, fuck, I can't say thanks enough. Brandon, thank you for making this happen. Thanks for facilitating this, sir.
Of course.
Thanks for getting back
Thank
to
you.
the messages.
Thank you so much for
We'll
having
make
us.
sure we we'll make sure we keep you guys in the loop with
Yeah.
everything. We'll
Yeah,
send you
legit.
some tickets to our first show.
You're more than welcome to
course.
come on if you want to plug something or if you want to drop
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You let us know.
Come back
Love
We'll
that.
do
anytime,
what
man.
we can. Plug some stuff
Absolutely.
right now, though. Where can we listen to you? Where are you?
Oh, thank
Social
you.
media is your
appreciate
website, the whole
that.
nine.
You're back on the Twitter's hard. I like it.
Everything. Oh, I just came
you
back
come
from
back? I was
getting
just gonna say,
banned
you
from
got
Twitter
blocked.
because I go on there and I troll motherfuckers all day.
That's all Twitter's good for.
That's all it, and it's fucking. Y'all add me up on Twitter, Just Jordan, JUSJRDN. My name's kind of little. I'm an artist. Deal with it.
It's called Art Becky. Look it up.
Instagram, I love Instagram too. Same thing, JUSJRDN. Facebook, you can find me. My website's down until I fix it.
Your
don't-
website still has your Twitter feed though, and that's up to date. So your
yeah,
Twitter feed on
that's
your website is
right.
up to date. Your like
Oh,
blog posts and
my
SoundCloud
G.
stuff, that's all from like 2015.
Yeah,
But your
yeah,
website
all
is still a
down
viable option for people to
Oh,
dip their
sick.
toe in,
My
in
G,
you.
Thank you. That,
That's
another
weird.
fill in
Yeah.
the hole.
Yeah.
Bro.
There's like I gotta go talk to somebody about
A
that.
little
There's some
bit,
Freudian
bro.
shit there. Anyways,
You can check out the latest single I dropped. This is not from the album. It's not from the album. On YouTube only. And then the first single is going to be coming out end of March, beginning of April. And then we're going to have a sick show sometime at the end of March, beginning of April, too, at the station. Actually, we're
good
meeting
time.
with our set designer this week,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
too. Our shows are gonna be like
gonna be a good
nobody
time.
else's.
you
Nice.
got
shows.
homies opening for you. Are you bringing any young bloods with you?
I'm gonna bring. I think for this, I have a couple people here. What bills they will be on? Because we'll do a couple shows before we do the big Shaw Conference show in the fall. But shout out to I'm hoping we can do a show with like K Riz, Young Tux, Sean Fiji, Angelo Gabe, and my boy Junior Rhodes too. Like these are all my good.
This is your
homies of the-
stable. These are your
Yeah.
ride or dies. Your
And I
your
think-
Paul Walkers to your Vin Diesels.
Yeah, they're all
okay.
good artists. I like to mess with artists that know how to perform. I pride myself in being one of the best performers on this side of the country.
You have a stage though. You don't just stand there and rap.
And
No,
rap,
you
yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I like to, because I love it. I think the best part about making music is the performance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I spend a lot of time practicing, putting things together, and we're only up in the stage game, and
That's dope.
it's gonna be an event every time we throw it, and I can't wait to get on the stage. Actually, I was telling them the other day, I was just like, man, I want to get on the stage.
You're hungry. I like it.
I can't wait to do the first show. But yeah, that will be sometime in March, April when that show
Cool.
will happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and if people want to get a hold of you, either hit you up or Brandon, where can we
Yeah.
hit you up?
You can hit me up on Instagram. I can't even think of what my Instagram is. Oh, it's
Brandon.
actually Brandon.Perizzo on Instagram. So
There you go.
There you go. Hit me up. I'm always looking for business. We're always looking for shit to do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Call them 780-819-5955.
5954.
Nice.
that.
Don't call me,
You're
call him.
Probably gonna get a bunch of weird prank calls
That's
now.
right. That's
Just
what the
so
last
you
guy said to
know.
Yeah.
CJSR.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the cat pictures, bro.
This shit's worldwide though. Like Germany.
Well, I can't say thank you enough. This has been
Thank you
another
so
episode
much,
of the
y'all.
Awesome Hour. I gotta pay the bills really quick though.
Yeah.
Concept
Please.
Beard Co. Go to conceptbeard.com. Use promo code Awesome at checkout to save how much, Ivan?
10%.
Holy fucking shit! You can take that 10% you saved and you can go buy a ticket to one of Just Jordan's shows.
What up?
The fuck? And you'll be looking fresh in your Concept Beard Co. Keeping you hydrated. Concept Beard Co. Put it in your beard. I'm Alec.
Je m'appelle Ivan.
Just Jordan, Brandon.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Appreciate
Stay
it, boys.
awesome.
That was another episode of The Awesome Hour. You can get all our info at theawesomehour.com. Don't forget to rate and review us, follow our social media, and leave a comment below. Stay awesome.